Greetings Netrunners, and welcome to the second part of our look at the 23 seconds data pack from the flashpoint cycle. This time we'll be looking at the corp cards, starting with Viroid. First we have a new piece of ice, Fairchild 1.0. It's an ice code gate Viroid. 1 cost to res it and strength of 2. The runner can spend clicks to break any subroutine on Fairchild 1.0, which is standard for Viroid ice, and it then has the runner must pay 1 credit or trash one of his or her installed cards, and the runner must pay 1 credit or trash one of his or her installed cards. Now this is good early game because when the runner may be low on credits, you can force them to either waste their clicks or trash their installed cards. At the beginning of the game they won't have that many. So it's good early game one, but later in the game I think they'd have the credits to just bypass that one fairly easily. Next we have a slightly stronger Viroid ice, Sherlock 2.0. Res cost of 7, strength of 6, and it's a tracer Viroid. The runner can spend 2 clicks to break up to 2 subroutines on Sherlock 2.0. However, it has 3, so if you want to break all of them that way, you'd have to spend all 4 clicks. Trace 4, if successful. Add 1 installed program to the bottom of the runner's stack. Then trace 4, if successful, add 1 installed program to the bottom of the runner's stack. Then give the runner 1 tag. So this card is actually not just trashing the runner's installed programs, it's adding them to the bottom of their stack, where it's unlikely they'd have any way of getting them back. And then it's tagging them. So the runner has got to choose with an ice this strong which ones they're going to want to break, or waste clicks trying to just bypass those subroutines. And unless they've got the money to beat the traces, it's likely they're going to either be losing some installed cards or forced to take the tag. So that's a nice piece of ice for my liking, although it's a bit pricey to res. Next we're on to Jinteki. We have Asset Facility, Hubo Research Facility. Cost of 0. The first time each turn you reveal secretly spent credits, gain that many credits. Now, as a Jinteki player myself, I would say I love this card. To be able to spend the credits each turn and get the first amount back, that's going to be brilliant. The amount of times I've used ice that has, or ambushes that have you and the runner compare credits, and now you can just get your first amount back. You can even use this to trick the runner, because they'll think, oh, you'll spend the maximum amount because you'll just get it back now. But now you can spend 0, you won't gain anything, but at the same time the runner may be fooled. Next we have a new piece of ice called Chrysalis, Sentry AP. Res cost of 3, strength of 2. If Chrysalis is accessed from R&D, the runner must reveal it. When the runner accesses Chrysalis, he or she encounters it. Ignore this ability if the runner accesses Chrysalis from archives. So it's kind of like a trap ice, as it will go off even if the runner is encountering it in R&D. And it has do 2 net damage. So this is a very nice piece of ice, and I'll definitely be included in my decks in the future. Next we have Georgia Ameliov. Cost of 1, upgrade systems op. Whenever the runner makes an unsuccessful run on the server, do 1 net damage, and pay 2 credits, move Georgia Ameliov to another server. So if you have this on one of your stronger servers that the runner is trying to get to your agendas, or they're trying to get to R&D and you've got a lot of ice in front of it, every time they fail they're going to be taking a net damage as well. And you can move her from between all your servers, so if you're protecting R&D with her and then you want to build a strong server to put an agenda in, you could move her onto that as well to try and discourage the runner. So it's definitely an interesting one. I'm not sure if I'd include her in the deck. I'll have to wait and see. Next we have NBN and a new asset, Watchdog. Cost of 0. The res cost of the first piece of ice you res each turn is lowered by 1 for each tag the runner has. Now, Jinteki is definitely NBN is definitely strengthening the tagging abilities in this set, as you will see in a moment. With this one though, if you can get a lot of tags on the runner, that means you're resing the first piece of ice each turn for free, basically. And with a trash cost of 4, it's not going to be cheap for the runner to get rid of it. Next up we have hard-hitting news, and it's one of the new terminal operations. Cost of 3. After you resolve this operation, end your action phase, so it's always good to try and do it last. Play only if the runner made a run during his or her last turn, and then trace 4. If successful, give the runner 4 tags. Now that is huge. Not just a trace strength of 4, which is always going to be difficult for the runner to beat because they'll usually have a link strength of maybe 2 or less. But give the runner 4 tags. That's huge. Just straight up give them 4 of them. And that works very well with this next card, which is the new NBN Identity. NBN, controlling the message. 4512. The first time the runner trashes an installed card each turn, you may trace 4. If successful, give the runner 1 tag. So this is another ability that's giving you the option to just simply tag the runner. And you'll notice at the bottom here it says cannot be avoided. So if you've got a card that's really messing up the runner's day and they trash it, you can now instantly trace 4, and if successful, give the runner a tag which they cannot avoid by any means. So this is a real strengthening of the tagging abilities for the NBN here. Next we're on to Wayland Corporation. First we have a new agenda, Crisis Management. Cost of 3, agenda points 1, agenda security. If the runner is tagged, Crisis Management gains, when your turn begins, do 1 meat damage. So this is a one you could use with the new NBN cards, in that it has, if the runner is tagged, Crisis Management gains, when your turn begins, do 1 meat damage. So each turn, you'll just be doing meat damage, lowering the runner's hand. So they'll be starting their next turn with fewer cards. Next we have Stock Buyback. Operation Terminal Transaction. Cost of 1. After you resolve this operation, end your action phase. Gain 3 credits for each agenda in the runner's score area. So this is a good one. If the runner has gone ahead of you, you can just use it to quickly gain some credits. If you use it as the last action on your turn, you just spend a credit, play this, and suddenly you've probably gotten a lot of credits if the runner's ahead. And next we have the neutral cards. Sandberg, cost of 0, asset. If you have at least 10 credits, each piece of ice has +1 strength for every 5 credits in your credit pool. Now I've seen corp players with at least 20, sometimes 25 credits if they've been really good with their economy. So with this card, they would gain +4 or +5, maybe more if they've got the credits, to all their ice's strength. Now that is amazing. I can see this card getting a lot of use just to make the ice strength ridiculous in some corp decks, making it impossible for the runner to break through without spending a lot of money or finding ways to get around it. Alright, that's all for this time, Netrunners. Remember to like and subscribe as we continue our look at the Flashpoint series, and we'll be looking at some games where we add some of these cards to our decks. See you next time!